Look at that, huh? Look at that. I feel like the hamburger helper man. Okay, so for today's average guy meal, I'm gonna be making one of my absolute favorites. Now, Chris is the man, 1618, asked me to do steak, and steak is what you're gonna get. Now, in the warmer months, I'll do steak on the grill, but here in New York, it's starting to get pretty cold. So I figured what I'd do is show you how to make steak in the oven. You know, the right products make all the difference when you're cooking, especially with steak. You get what you pay for. So today, like I do always, I went to my friends at Whole Foods and I got these beautiful ribeye steaks. They're actually Borsari seasoned. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. They have garlic, they have sea salt, there's got some black pepper and basil just already on the steaks. So it takes that one step out. Now look for that in your supermarket, your butcher shop, for already rubbed or seasoned meats. It saves you some time. Now today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna be broiling these bad boys. And I'm not as concerned about cooking the meat through and through. In fact, for this, I wanna do like a medium rare. So the first step, what are we waiting for? Let's take the meat out of the package and let's get going. So before I open these bad boys up, I'm gonna wanna get my kitchen in order. Today, we're gonna be cooking with this cast iron griddle. Now I use this all the time, I love it. It's made by a company called Lodge, and they're based in Tennessee. What I like about this pan is, first off, it has this nice griddle pattern, so your meat gets a nice sear when you're cooking it on stovetop. And then you can take your, whatever you're cooking, and you can transfer it in this pan right into the oven or the broiler. Love it. It's very practical, everyday tool that I use. Average guy tool. Average guy tool. It's a great average guy utensil for the kitchen. Today we're going to be cooking the steak in the broiler, so the first step, we want to preheat the broiler and we want to put our skillet in there when we start the preheating process. So I'm going to go ahead and put the broiler on the high setting. I'm going to throw my skillet in there to warm up with the broiler. Let's do it. Set that puppy to high. So we'll let the broiler warm up for about 10 minutes and we'll get into the next phase, but this gives me an opportunity to show you the new, this is a shameless plug for Coke, but this is a new Coke can. Pretty cool. Has little polar bears on it, and if you'd like, you can donate to the polar bears habitat. And I'm hopeful that someone over at Coke is watching this video and wants to sponsor my channel. Shameless plug for the Media Mart. Shameless. But anyway, what you would do typically is while you're putting on the rub, the seasoning, the spices, whatever you're doing, you'd be warming up your pan and the broiler. Alright, but for the sake of this show, I'm a little disorganized today. We're going to wait the 10 minutes. Let's take a look at the meat. Now before I take the meat out of the packaging, I want to make sure my hands are nice and clean. I just transferred the skillet into the broiler. Better safe than sorry, let's go clean our hands. Nice and clean hands. Take a look at what we have here. 2 beautifully marbled, smell that garlic, 2 beautifully marbled ribeye steaks with the Borsari, sea salt, garlic, basil, black pepper, a little bit of oil will go on this. Amazing. Chris is the man, 1618. That working for you, Chris? Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes. The broiler's nice and hot, and I'm sure that pan is hot too. Before we subject this sensitive meat to this hot frying pan, I want to put a little oil on it. Now you can use canola oil. I like to use olive oil for grilling or sauteing. Use a little of this. And we'll just put a nice little coating of oil on the steak. I'm going to go ahead and do both sides. Now again, I'm an average guy. I'm not a chef. I like to eat out. I rarely cook. But you know what? Sometimes you got to cook for yourself, so I figured this is easy, something that's quick. I do a lot of grilling in the summer. put a steak on the grill, put some nice seasonings on it, you're ready to rock and roll. Now for this next step, broiler's hot, pan's very hot. We're gonna be very careful. Hamburger helper mitt. I'm gonna double up. I'm gonna do this and this little fancy thing. All right? Again, this is very hot, so be very careful. We'll put that there. And what I'm also gonna do, I'm gonna put a little bit of oil in the pan as well. They're probably about an inch thick steak, so I'm guesstimating about a minute or so. So we'll take the steak. Do you hear that nice sizzle? Beautiful. So we'll sear them on both sides for about a minute. I took it out a little earlier, maybe 45 seconds, because there was just a lot of smoke and a lot of heat. Don't want to overdo the searing process. Okay, so now that it's done searing on both sides, we're gonna put the steak in the broiler for 2 minutes on each side. Let's go do that. And you gotta love that sizzle. So I put the timer on for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, I'm gonna flip the steak and I'm gonna continue cooking it on the other side for another 2 minutes. This is gonna give me a medium rare kind of a steak. That's the type I like. If you want well done, you might want to add another minute or so on each side. Try it medium to medium rare. It's amazing. Looks nice and good. And about this time, halfway point through the cooking, you're starting to get a whiff of that steak and the seasonings and the garlic and the oil. Beautiful. So now it's back into the broiler for another 2 minutes. So in 2 minutes, we'll have a nice juicy set of steaks that we can go serve to the family or your friends. It's easy to do. You know, if you didn't have the benefit of the Whole Foods rub, you could put on some garlic salt, black pepper, a little olive oil. That does it really nice. You can use sea salt like they use today. So now another 2 minutes has gone by, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull the steak out. I have a clean plate to receive the meat. And my friend Gene, this is for you, Gene, we're gonna let the meat rest on this nice plate for about 5 minutes, all right? Let's pull it out. Look at that, huh? Look at that. Juices are just... For better taste, we're gonna let our steaks rest for about 5 minutes and then we're gonna dig into these bad boys. Again, I'm not a chef. I'm just pretending to be one on YouTube. Let me know what you think. Comment, subscribe, send me your recipes, tell me what you want me to make next. I thank you for watching. I'm gonna go eat these steaks. Might have to break the 5-minute rule, Gene. Thanks for watching. It's been like 2 minutes. Perfect medium rare. Look at that, huh? Look at that. Oh yeah. Average guy. I'm actually gonna learn how to cook doing these. Thanks for watching. Is this working for you, Chris?